Listen closely. This is how understanding begins.
Imagine you were given the world's most advanced supercomputer. It's capable of creating art, solving quantum physics, and forging deep, meaningful connections. But it arrives with no instructions, no user's manual. You are simply expected to know how it works. Over time, you notice certain programs seem to crash. Sometimes the processor overheats, and sometimes it gets stuck in a recursive loop, playing the same error message over and over again. This supercomputer is not a fantasy, it is the human mind. And for too long, we have treated its glitches not as system errors to be understood, but as personal failings to be ashamed of. We are taught algebra, but not how to process anxiety. We learn history, but not the architecture of our own depression. Today, we open that missing manual. We will take a journey into the common operating system, errors of the human mind, the conditions we call mental disorders. We will explore them not as terrifying labels, but as understandable patterns of thought, feeling, and behavior. This is not about diagnosing illness. It is about cultivating understanding for ourselves and for each other. Let's begin with the mind's alarm system. A little anxiety in small doses is a feature, not a bug. It's the stomach-churning cocktail of fear and worry that keeps you alert when you're walking down a dark alley, or motivates you to prepare for a big presentation. It's your body's natural response to a perceived danger. But for over 300 million people worldwide, this alarm system is too sensitive. It begins to treat everyday life as a constant 5-alarm fire. This is an anxiety disorder. Your heart races, not because you're being chased by a bear, but because you have to make a phone call. Your stomach does somersaults not because of a real threat, but because of a worry about something that might happen tomorrow. Your brain gets stuck on a hamster wheel of what-ifs, second-guessing every decision and replaying past mistakes like a broken record. Sometimes, this alarm system isn't just sensitive, it's broken by a specific event, a car accident, a combat experience, a profound loss. This can lead to post-traumatic stress disorder, or PTSD. It's as if a moment of terror becomes frozen in time and your brain forces you to relive it on a loop. The screech of tires, a particular smell, a loud noise, anything can trigger a flashback, a vivid, full-body experience that makes you feel like the trauma is happening all over again. It's not a memory you are recalling. It is a nightmare you are reliving. Both conditions are the result of the mind's protective system working in overdrive, desperately trying to keep you safe from a danger that has already passed or one that may never come. If anxiety is the alarm system, our mood is the internal weather. For most people, this weather changes predictably. But for some, it is a landscape of extreme and violent shifts. Consider bipolar disorder. It is often described as a roller coaster, but that doesn't capture the sheer loss of control. Imagine your mind has two co-pilots. The first is the manic phase. It feels like you've won the lottery and downed a dozen espressos. You're euphoric, energized, overflowing with brilliant ideas. You feel invincible, like you could take on the world. Sleep becomes an afterthought. But then, without warning, the other co-pilot takes the controls. The depressive phase hits like a ton of bricks. The world drains of color. The energy evaporates, replaced by a profound emptiness. The brilliant ideas now seem foolish. It's not just sadness, it's the complete absence of joy. This cruel game of ping pong with your emotions is a battle of brain chemistry, genetics, and life experience, affecting over 40 million people worldwide. For many more, an estimated 280 million, the storm cloud of a depressive disorder arrives and simply refuses to leave. Depression is not the same as sadness. Sadness is a healthy response to loss. Depression is like having a giant vacuum cleaner suck all the joy, interest, and energy out of your life. The pizza you used to love tastes like cardboard. The hobby that brought you passion now feels like a chore. It is a persistent state of emptiness, a world that feels entirely black and white. It's not a bad day, or even a bad week. It's a heavy gray fog that settles over every aspect of your existence. Not all glitches are about alarms or weather. Some minds are simply wired with a different operating system from the start. Imagine being in a room where everyone is laughing at a joke, but the punchline seems to be in a language you can't quite grasp. This can be the daily reality for someone with autism spectrum disorder, or ASD. It's a neurological condition that affects how people communicate, interact, and perceive the world. It's not a defect. It's a different way of processing. Social cues, sarcasm, and eye contact might be challenging. But on the flip side, this different wiring can lead to incredible strengths. A laser-like focus on intense interests, a fantastic memory for details, and a unique, highly creative perspective on the world. It's called a spectrum for a reason. Every individual is a unique combination of traits and characteristics. Then there is the three-ring circus of attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, or ADHD. Imagine your brain is a brilliant but hyperactive ringmaster, constantly whipping your attention from one fascinating act to the next. Tiger bats, tigers, clowns, without ever letting you focus on just one. For a mind with ADHD, the world is a candy store of exciting possibilities, all demanding attention at once. This can make it difficult to pay attention, stay organized, and control impulses. It isn't a failure of willpower. It's a brain that is wired for novelty and stimulation, a hunter's brain in a farmer's world. Finally, consider dyslexia. It is not about intelligence. People with dyslexia are just as smart as everyone else. Their brains are simply on a different learning adventure, affecting the specific part that processes language. To them, words and numbers can appear like a jumbled mess. A recipe might say, add 2 spoons of sugar, but they might see add 2 slat. It is a challenge of translation requiring different tools and paths to unlock the same incredible potential. For some, the mind's glitch isn't about mood or focus, but about the very nature of thought and reality itself. Imagine your childhood imaginary friend never went away. For someone with schizophrenia, that imaginary friend can be as real as a living, breathing person. Their mind is like a radio that is picking up signals from a different universe. They may experience hallucinations, seeing or hearing things that others don't, or hold vivid delusions, like believing they are a secret agent on a mission to save the world. It is a profound break from shared reality, a terrifying and confusing experience. Then there is the mental itch you can never, ever scratch. This is the world of obsessive-compulsive disorder, or OCD. It's like having a strict, overbearing mother living in your head, constantly nagging you about germs, order, or safety. But instead of just ignoring her, you feel an overwhelming compulsion to obey. The obsession is an unwanted, intrusive thought. What if this doorknob is contaminated? The compulsion is the repetitive behavior you perform to ease the anxiety. I must wash my hands again. It is a draining, looping cycle of fear and ritual. Finally, there is the suspicious detective. A person with paranoia lives in a world where their brain sees threats and conspiracies everywhere. Two colleagues talking quietly aren't discussing personal matters. They are plotting against you. It is a state of irrational fear and mistrust, where the mind turns everyone and everything into a potential enemy. These are not just clinical labels. They're the stories of our friends, our family, our colleagues, and ourselves. They are the glitches in the remarkable, beautiful, and sometimes fragile supercomputer of the human mind. While these challenges can be profound, they are not a life sentence. Early diagnosis, therapy, medication, and self-management techniques can make an enormous difference. Understanding is the first and most crucial step. By learning the language of these struggles, we replace judgment with empathy. We replace stigma with support. And we begin to see that a glitch in the system is not a failure of the user. It is simply a part of the complex, messy, and extraordinary human condition. The journey begins now. Have you been struggling with any of these? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you are ready to continue your journey and master the tools for a more intentional life, consider subscribing to The Art of Ascent.